Hello,
And
welcome,
two,
Oldie,
but
a
Goodie
this
podcast.
is
Oldie.
but
Goodie.
where
We
review
movies
from
1994.
should know that. Are we cutting this?
No. Yeah, this is
Alright.
good. This is the best one so far.
1994 in
Order.
of
Release.
yes.
Yes. That's the best cut we've got for that so far.
We've done this 5
Woo!
times.
Woo!
Oh,
All right.
we're doing it like that because usually the person who picks the films does the
Yep.
intro, and we didn't have
This
a
week,
choice this week.
neither of us picked it because it was like the only movie we had. And that was an amazing intro. We should
Yep.
definitely do that more often.
No.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, it's the film. We're spending all 2019 watching these films in order of this film came out first week of May 94, and this is the first week of May 94. That's what it is. That's the premise.
We should just have an episode of us trying to do that. That was
absolutely
amazing.
awful.
That was so good. Oh, jeez.
That's not even good
Speaking
for
of not good
Oh, yes.
and awful,
This
movie
week's film.
Yay!
All right.
So what happened? Explain to the audience what we did and
Yeah.
what happened.
We didn't have a choice. We had to review this because nothing else came out this week. The film is called Three Ninjas Kick Back.
Yeah. So we were like, oh, it's the sequel to this movie. We need to watch the first one.
Yes.
But usually the person who watches the first one is
Yeah.
the person who picked the film.
Yeah.
But neither of us picked the film.
No.
So we were like, oh, we both got to watch it.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh, yeah, there's like a third one as well. And I was like, what?
Well, there's actually 4.
But
But
you were like a third
they
one.
shot the third one before they shot the second
God,
one.
I hate this. Yes. So no. They shot the first one and the third one
Yes,
back to back.
that's right.
But then we're like, you know what? We want to squeeze in another movie in between these movies.
Yeah.
So they shot the actual third one and released it as the second movie.
Yep.
Honestly, why did they release it second? It's
I think
such a
there
bad
were
idea.
some problems with companies and who has the rights to actually release this film, that sort of thing.
That's
Because the first
so
one's
dumb.
the second and third one are TriStar, but the first one was like an independent company, and they were like,
Oh.
who owns the rights? So that's pretty much what happened.
Yeah, but like, why release a movie
Yeah.
in that time?
I don't know.
Just why did
Doesn't
you
make
I
sense.
guess they were trying to capitalize on its popularity,
Yeah,
but it was a bad choice.
it really was. And we are, of course, reviewing that one that was released in the middle. It's actually the third one. But yeah, we watched the first one and the third one as well.
Yes.
Last night we caught up, had a few drinks,
Yes.
and just
Not enough drinks.
powered through these films.
So we watched 1, 3, and 2
Yep.
in that order because that's the order of release. Turns out that was a bad idea because the second one,
The one that
third
we're actually doing. Yeah.
the one that we're doing right now, not confusing at all, was complete toss. It was
so
dumpster
bad.
fire.
You know what? Let's go through those other 2 that we did. I've got some information about
Yeah.
those other 2 films that we're not properly reviewing today.
Yeah.
But because there is absolutely no plot in the film we are reviewing today,
Yeah.
we may as well just spend quite a bit of time on those 2 as well.
Cool. Let's go.
All right, so Three Ninjas. It was released 1992,
Yeah.
directed by John Turtletab.
That's a sick name.
Almost definitely saying that last name very wrong. But he is a great director. Let's go through some of his. You've probably seen them all. Cool Runnings.
What?
Cool Runnings.
Never heard of it.
You've never heard of Cool Runnings?
Never heard of it.
How about the National Treasure films? You've definitely heard of
Isn't
National
that the one
Treasure.
with like Nick Cage or
Yes.
something?
Have you never actually heard of Cool Runnings?
You're
You're not joking.
I've never heard of Cool
You've
Runnings.
never... Hang on. All right.
All right.
Cool Runnings, one of the greatest sports films of all time.
It's a sports film. That's why I don't care.
It's the guys. It's the bobsled racing film.
Never seen it.
They're the Jamaican team, and they got a bobsled. It's a Walt Disney film.
Uh-huh.
Absolute classic. It's great. It's so good.
Is it?
Yeah, it's really good.
I
thought that you were joking.
No, I'm not
I'm
jesting.
I'm amazed. Anyway, He also did The Sorcerer's Apprentice, that other
Yep.
Nick Cage film. And last year, he directed a little film that we saw and very much enjoyed called The Meg.
He directed The Meg?
The director of Three Ninjas directed The Meg.
What? But I love that film. It was such a dumpster fire. But I love that film. It was way better than these films. Did he? Okay, he directed the first one. Did he direct?
He's got nothing to do with the other ones.
Oh, thank
just
God.
the first one.
Wait,
and I still maintain I had a lot of fun with the first one.
He doesn't have anything to do with the third film as well.
No.
The one that was filmed back to back.
I think there was probably a couple months in between there, so he probably was like,
right.
I'm out of this when he saw the script.
Wow. Good on him. Yeah, because that was... Whew.
Anyway, it stars Victor Wong. He is the only actor to appear in all 4 films.
Yep.
He plays the grandpa.
Yeah, grandpa. Good old grandpa.
He's in all of them. He is probably best known for The Last Emperor and Big Trouble in Little China.
Good on you, grandpa.
Yep.
Good on you, grandpa.
So far, solid actor in Victor Wong. Great director.
Uh-huh.
Let's get to the kids.
Yep.
So we'll go oldest from youngest. You've got Michael Traynor. He's playing Rocky.
Yeah.
His film
character arc is that he loves girls.
Every film he's got a new romantic interest.
So every film he's got a new romantic interest though, and there's no development in that relationship at all.
Absolutely none. Also,
great.
It's also made pretty apparent that the one from the previous film exists in the film that you're watching then. So he's just like jumping around every year.
Bizarre.
Anyway.
It's really bad. He's bad.
He's not a great character. This and Three Ninjas Knuckle Up are his only acting credits. Only films he's ever done.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
I was going to get to it a little later, but all of them are actual martial artists.
Oh, nice.
So they have all gone on to do martial arts stuff outside of the films.
Right, yes.
So that's why they're in it. They're not there for their acting skills, as is pretty apparent when you're watching it.
Yikes.
The middle kid is Max Elliott Slade. He plays Colt. He looks a little bit like Jamie Lee Curtis if Jamie Lee Curtis was a 10-year-old boy.
Yes, correct. You did point that out. And I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. He was in all 3 films that we watched. He actually sticks around for the one we're mainly talking about today. Good job, buddy.
You're the only one who was actually there.
He's in Apollo 13. So, good on him.
All right. Good on you, buddy.
He's been in some, he's been in some solid films.
He sticks to it.
Yeah. And the youngest kid, Tum Tum. His character arc is that he likes to eat food.
Yeah. Oh, we forgot to mention the middle kid's character arc. He's angry. He likes fighting.
Yeah, he's an angry boy.
That's it.
That's his whole character.
All right. Speaking of that's it, that's all of Tum Tum's character. He likes to eat things. Mm-hmm. He's the littlest one. He's just like a little child, and he likes to eat.
He is played by Chad Power. Again, only acting credits this and the next film.
Sucks for that guy.
He has a black belt in karate, though.
Yeah, I'm sure he grew up to be great, but his character really sucked in this film.
I grew to appreciate Tum Tum in the third one.
Real garbage. Complete dumpster fire. It only got worse.
Yeah.
I disliked him at first. I learnt to hate him by the end of it. Funnily enough, I just didn't like all of the characters.
Oh, yeah, they're like none of them are very good. The aggressive one
was the only one that was mildly okay, because at least he would bring some action to the film, because he would go fight people.
Yeah. He wasn't a bad actor either.
Yeah.
I think all of them were pretty good at comedic timing. It's just the way that they delivered the comedic jokes was just really like, you were told to say that 4 seconds before you said it.
Quite, like, no, for sure.
Not natural in the slightest. So this one, 29% on Rotten Tomatoes, an A on CinemaScore though.
Wait, is this the first one?
The first one.
Okay, the first one's alright.
It's also gained a cult following recently because people liked it when they were kids and were like, I'm going to watch it again. And they're like, it's not the worst thing. It cost them $3 million to make. What do you think it made?
$3 million, the first one. I think the first one was actually an okay film. Not a good film, but not a bad film. It was an okay film with some solid goofs.
Yep.
Especially the best characters, which are the three bad guys, which we will get into in a second.
We'll get to them in a second.
And 3 million. I'd say 20 mil?
A little higher?
30 mil?
maybe 1 mil lower.
29 million.
29 million.
There you go. Yeah,
29% on Rotten Tomatoes made 29 million.
There
How's
you go.
that?
Each percent gives you $1 million.
That's huge. That's a lot of money for this film.
That's like that from 3 million to 29 million. Yeah. That's real good. That's no wonder they made 3 other complete trash fires.
I liked the first one. I thought it was pretty fun. Yeah.
I didn't as much as you.
I think because I was looking at it from the perspective of this is a kid's film. It's not made for me. Yeah. If I was 10, would I enjoy this? And I think I would have.
Well, that's the thing. You can make good films that 10-year-olds will enjoy.
That is also very true.
Toy Story is a great example for that. But on reflection, compared to the next movies we watched, it was way better than I thought. Yeah. If I was to rate it an oldie but a goodie, I would still give it an oldie, just because I don't want anyone else to go back and watch these films.
I'm gonna go goodie for the first one.
You could.
Just because it was so stupid and the villains were amazing.
Yeah, the villains were great.
And I had a lot of fun.
I think you've got a solid point there, that the villains were actually kind of good in these films. At least the villains had some substance.
They did.
Of sorts.
Yeah.
Especially our favourite ones.
Yes.
The main villain of the first one is this evil bad guy dude. He's bad.
Yeah.
And he has a quote that says, "I love being bad."
Yeah.
I love being the bad guy or something.
Exactly.
Real cringe. Real bad. Real garbage. But
it was a pretty fun
performance.
The
best villains are the guys they call up.
Yeah, these
to
3 guys.
Kidnap the kids. They're super radical. Whoa, dude. We're super radical.
That's exactly how they talk in every... It's so good.
It's so good. They're so funny. Because we see they start off their little debut by being in some like corner shop or something. Yeah. Looking at a magazine. And we're like, oh, but then they cut to the magazine and it's just a surfboard.
It's pictures of surfboards.
Yes, they're ogling those surfboards. These 3 dudes that hang around in the shop, and the shopkeeper's like, oh, you gotta buy something? And they're like, oh, yeah, man, totally forgot. Hey, you go get this. You go get the radical salsa. Or
That's right.
Some crap.
They always say radical, and the best line in the film is, I love some radical salsa.
Yeah. And then he's like, yeah, man. Oh, by the way, this is a sticker. Put the money in the bag. Yeah. Otherwise, things are going to get totally out of whack.
That's right. Oh, by the way, do you mind if I use the phone, dude?
Yeah. Oh, it's great because they're so polite.
Everyone in the first film is really polite.
Yes. Even the bad guy. You're right. Even the villains, like, super polite. So this film has a great, Yeah,
it's a good message.
Everyone should be polite, even if you're an evil bad guy bent on killing a guy's family. Just be polite.
Be polite.
Yeah.
Yeah, those 3 guys were the best. They tried to emulate them in the second one.
It was work. Real bad. It was really bad. It was sad how poorly they missed the entire point of the first 3 guys.
But, really good. Really good. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed the first one. I had a lot of fun with it.
I did as well, but I don't want to inflict this on anyone else, so I rated an oldie.
That's fair.
And that's the sole reason. I rated an oldie. But yeah, those 3 guys were the best villains. Unfortunately, they don't come back.
No.
But those guys were really great, because it was like everything they would do was be like something that you wouldn't... They subverted your expectations every time.
Yeah.
And were radical while doing it.
It was great. Radical.
Which is why, first director, give him a big thumbs up. You did it.
There's one point where in order to get into the kid's house to kidnap them, they have to like steal some pizza.
Yes.
And they have the pizza and they're like, dude, this is great pizza. When we kidnap the little dudes, we should totally let them have a slice. And it's like, these guys are cool. These guys are cool.
Yeah, they're just some rad dudes doing some bad stuff. Wow, because they're bad boys. But that's totally radical. Gotta be polite, though.
There was also a Tum Tum reference in this film, which you liked.
I hate it.
It's his tagline.
I don't want to say it.
Say it.
I don't want to say it. Let's murderize them. Oh, God. It's real bad. Yeah, the quote. Let's murderize them. Which... they use twice in the next film because, let's bring off all these jokes from the first movie that you loved and just reuse them. sometimes even more than once.
Yeah, it's kind of painful.
Good. Yeah, no, it's painful, and it's desperate, and it's bad.
We'll get to that one in a sec. Let's talk about the third film chronologically. The second film first. Again, shot 1992, released in 95.
Yep.
It's the same cast all round.
Yep.
But it's directed by Simon Sheen. He's a very, very great South Korean director. This is the last film he ever directed, though.
Oh, that's
weirdly, sad. Three Ninjas Knuckle Up, 39% on Rotten Tomatoes. 10 higher than the first one. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, I think that's because at least it has like a good message. The movie was kind of garbage, but everyone loved that message back then.
Probably.
Which it's a good message.
Yeah.
It's save the environment. Yeah, well, so what the thing was it's a movie where you have the bad guys. It's some big company who owns some big factory which poisoning the land, and there's natives and they're trying to get it shut down.
Yeah.
That is the movie. That is the whole plot.
The whole thing.
It's dragged out a lot throughout the film. There's lots of fighting.
I think the final battle sequence is like 40 minutes long.
Yeah.
It goes on forever.
It just takes forever. It's sort of, and it has a good message, which is like save the environment, which should be more of a prevalent message nowadays, but it's not. And that's the movie.
We don't know how much it cost.
I'd think a bit more.
A little bit more?
Yeah, I'd say like at least 5 million.
Because there are some explosions in this one.
Yeah.
Compared to the first
and there's like a lot of cars and bikes and other things. And stuff like that,
How much do you think it made, though? Considering it was the third one released.
Because it was released after the third one, quotation marks, or the third, I think it's going to make like 15 most.
Pretty low. Go a bit lower.
10?
No.
Yep. Okay. Thank you, people of the world, for not going to see this. Like
$407,000.
$407.
Not even $500,000.
Yikes.
Yeah, pretty low.
Yeah, no.
I think it did well overseas though, because they did make a fourth one. So I don't know.
I don't think it did well overseas. I just think they made a fourth mistake.
Okay, probably. It's probably what happened.
Sorry, a third mistake.
Yeah.
The first one wasn't a mistake. The mistake they had was getting a different director. Sorry, director guy. I'm sure you were great.
No, I do agree.
This film wasn't as good as the first one, but it had sequelitis where they...
Yeah. I feel like it just took itself too seriously.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, it wasn't that funny.
Yeah, the jokes kind of was like, meh.
I was pretty on board with Tum Tum for this one, though.
I hated it. I just hated him.
I just really hated him. His character was boring and bland, and they reused all the jokes in the second movie so much that when he came back to make more jokes, it hurt.
There's not much to say about Three Ninjas Knuckle Up.
Yeah, it's
pretty bland. I'm going oldie.
It's an oldie. Yeah, it's one of those ones you go.
Even if I was 10, I wouldn't have liked it.
No, the problem with it is that it's made for 10-year-olds, but it's a subject which is boring to 10-year-olds.
Yeah.
Also, it has tons of racist white cowboy guys. They're the bad guys.
Yeah.
The Rad 3 ruined the rest of the villains by being so good.
100%.
Make all the rest of the villains so bland. The villains in these are so generic.
There was a really, really, really popular actor playing the mayor of the town they were trying to save, though.
Yeah, sure.
And that was like surprising. He was really good, but he was only in it for like 5 minutes. But that was like the one standout moment from that film, I thought.
Yeah.
So, Three Ninjas Knuckle Up.
All
not very good.
For me.
Let's get to the main event.
Yeah, so that was like a very below average film. Meh.
Yeah.
This was
even worse. This was so bad.
This is what made the third film get so low money, because this would have destroyed any interest in this franchise for anyone who's seen it.
100%. So, it's called Three Ninjas Kickback. Chronologically, the third film, but it was released May 6th in 94. You've got Victor Wong, he's back as Grandpa. Max is back as Colt.
Yeah.
The other two, new actors. They recast Rocky. He's played by Sean Fox. This is the only film he's ever done.
Yep. He was... Okay, I mean, it makes sense if sometimes the actors decide not to do the film or something.
It happens a lot with kid stuff as well.
Yeah.
He looked way too old, I think.
I was fine with that.
Yeah.
I think The problem with this film is they weren't consistent about how old he was.
Yes.
If they were all that old, which they kind of looked...
I think Colt and Rocky both looked a few years older.
Exactly.
Tum Tum, on the other hand.
Tum Tum literally shrunk. What are you doing? Why did you cast this young kid?
They cast this guy called J. Evan Bonifant. And he is probably a year younger than Tum Tum is in the other two.
Yes, because, oh my god, it's so dumb. Because it's clear that the film takes place a couple of years after. But they get a child actor which is younger than the first kid they used.
It's not good.
It's so dumb. But he's so much shorter.
Yeah.
And more childlike than their first actor as well.
It's crazy.
It's really bad. It's like really bad. Like, just get an actor which is older. It's bad.
The actor, though, he played one of the Blues Brothers during a flashback in Blues Brothers 2000. Cool. And most recently, in 2008, which is very recent, 11 years ago, he played a character called Jerko Phoenix in a TV show called The Wizards of Waverly Place.
Wow. Okay, well, so he got to play his role as the bad guy eventually. Good
there is a fourth ninja in this one, though. Mio.
Oh, right. Yeah.
She's played by Caroline Junko King.
Yeah, it's a token girl character.
She does so many great things as distract the villains while the heroes do the actual work.
Oh, yeah, that's true. She does. Why?
She's best known for the Star Trek Next Gen episode Rascals. And since then, she's become an animator.
Good on you,
and
lady.
she's done heaps of stuff.
Was this the Korean guy director again?
No. I didn't actually write down who directed this one.
Quickly look that up. Meanwhile, I'll distract the audience.
No, it's fine.
No. Keep this in. I'll distract them. Okay. So you know how, like,
I've got the
cheese
director.
gets better as... you found it? Okay. Thank goodness.
The director is Charles T. Hannigas.
Mm-hmm.
He's done Dennis the Menace Strikes Again, which I used to have on VHS but never watched. He's done a few episodes of the Mortal Kombat TV series.
Cool.
He doesn't even have a Wikipedia page. So.
Wow.
But it got 15% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's not low enough.
No cinema score, but the audience were very upset with this movie.
Yeah,
from what I read.
Thank goodness, because this movie was so bad it hurt. It's an insult to the series.
It really is.
I wish we had just watched 1 and 3 or 1 and 2. You know, the third movie, because this
and
movie...
not watch the one that was released in 94.
Yeah, because this one is so astronomically bad it hurts.
The studio did not agree with you and put $20 million into this movie.
Oh my god. No.
Yeah.
They did not.
They put $20 million into this one.
What did they spend it on?
There's some pretty good effects.
Like what?
The cave, all the ninjas.
Oh yeah, like the props, I guess. They made all the places.
They go overseas.
That's true, because they go all the places. That's fair. That's so bad.
They would have to shut down some streets.
But this film came after the other one, which was really successful. I would say they make 17 mil?
Oh, you're close. A little bit lower.
15.
12.
12.
Oh,
wow.
I think it would have been up to making their money back, though, in overseas, because this film did really well in Asian countries. This film also had a video game adaptation that also got a very, very bad reception.
Yeah, no. Great. Fun.
Do you want to quickly go through the plot? There isn't one.
There isn't really, but I will say, which we both commented on, the soundtrack was actually good in this movie. Because in the first and the third movie, the soundtrack's meh. It's just generic.
It sounds like the soundtrack you'd hear on a farming simulator made in Russia.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to mention. There's one really funny thing about this movie.
Please stop.
It's actually hilarious. So, Victor Wong plays the grandpa.
Yep.
Apparently his name changes for this one.
What?
His last name changes in between the first one and the second one. And then it changes back in the third one and fourth one. In the first one, he plays Grandpa Mori Tanaka.
Mm-hmm.
In this one, he plays Grandpa Mori Shintaro.
Oh.
His last name just changes all of a sudden.
Okay.
Was it a writing error?
No, changed it. They most definitely just changed it for some reason.
It's amazing. I didn't even know that he had a name, though. They just called him Grandpa for the entire film.
No, they only referred to it like once, I think. The bad guy even... Because Grandpa knows all the bad guys.
Oh, yeah, they're all best friends.
Except in the third movie.
Grandpa's barely in the third one anyway.
Yeah, no, he's like a nothing character in that. Let's go through the plot. Let's go through the things.
It opens with the three main guys doing some opening narration, being like...
Just like all the other movies, which open with kid narration.
Just like all our previous adventures, this one started in our grandpa's place. And he's like, listen here, boys. Have I got an adventure for you?
I hate you going through this.
The adventure is... There's a dagger, you see. It's a dagger I won in a battle.
Uh-huh.
We then get a flashback to him fighting some guy. He wins the dagger from the guy, and the kid that he beat looks angry, and he's like, yeah, that's probably going to be the villain. It's probably the villain of this film, isn't it?
And then he tries to grab the dagger, and young grandpa, like, slashes him across the cheek.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, no, you can't have the dagger.
Can't have the dagger. Grandpa, he still has the dagger, but he needs to take it to Japan so that they can do the competition again, and the dagger can go to some new kid.
Yep.
That is the premise. That's what's going on. He's come to Japan.
The reason the bad guy wants the dagger is because it unlocks a cave full of gold. Anyway, moving on. So
yeah, and he's like, "Okay, kids, do you want to come to Japan?" And they're like,
"No, we want to play baseball instead."
Because all of a sudden, this film turns into a baseball movie.
Yes. So this film is half bad sports film and half bad kung fu film. They combined both bad things to make something even worse.
It's such a mess.
Amazing.
It's actually amazing.
It's actually amazing they thought this was a good idea.
So they're playing baseball.
I think that's why, because the director must have been a sports film director.
Maybe.
And that's why he brought baseball in, because that's the only thing he understands.
It's true. The baseball scenes were shot pretty well.
Yeah, they were shot pretty well.
Everything about them wasn't very good.
Thank you.
The cinematography, not bad.
Yes.
The music, pretty good.
Music was pretty great. Good on whoever the music guy was.
I've got a quote here where the coach is looking at Tum Tum, and he's like, "Tum Tum, you are playing baseball. You're meant to catch the ball, not the weenie."
Yeah, no, because you need context for that.
No, you don't.
Alright, I guess it is funny I want to give context, but at the same time, I don't want to as well. Oh, it's because Tum Tum's character, he eats things.
Yeah, it's his whole character.
And I can't remember why there was a flying hot dog. Maybe he bought it or something, but he catches the hot dog instead of the ball. Anyway, they lose the first match because the other team plays a bit dirty with throwing dust.
Oh, also, Rocky's girlfriend from the first film shows up, and she is probably, 6 years older than him now?
Oh my god. It's bad, because they get this new actor. It's fine. Look, she's fine. It's fine.
She's not in it. I don't think she even says a word.
No, she literally doesn't say a word the whole film. She's just there, and for Rocky to get distracted by her in a really kind of cool effects scene.
Yeah, the effects are alright.
The effects are alright. This is what the $2 million was put into, was this effect scene.
It's the scene where it's like a diamond effect as he's just getting distracted.
Yeah.
Everything's sparkly.
She's maybe, I'd say they've all grown older.
Yeah, she looks nothing like
she's a little older than maybe she should be, but it can get away with. But the difference between her and the Tum Tum actor in the first film was maybe 2 years.
Yeah.
In this, it's like 10.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable that they thought that was okay.
They lose the baseball game.
And then the guy's like, we're going to redo this in a week.
Straight after this, Grandpa's like, I need a decision. You're going to come to Japan? And they're like, no, we're going to stay and do the championship next week.
Yep.
And it's like, no,
you kids are dumb. Go to Japan.
Kids. We're then introduced to the brand new Rat Boys.
Yep. In the first film, there was good villains. In this film, they tried to swap it up by having bad ones. And instead of having radical guys, they have rock and roll guys. who are funny because their singing's awful.
Yeah.
And their music's awful. And that's it. And then they're just really dumb. That's it. They're dumb. Wow, they're getting into wacky goofs.
Yeah.
Wow, that's funny, right?
No.
Are you enjoying the film?
No, I'm really not.
Yeah.
Anyway, they are hired by the kid that Grandpa defeated to get the dagger.
He's also old now.
Yeah, he's
just
old
FYI.
And so they're hired to grab the dagger from Grandpa's house. The kids are there.
Rad guys go to the house and try and steal the dagger.
There's a whole home invasion scene.
But goofs.
Yeah.
That's it.
There was a home invasion scene in the first one. It was really fun.
Oh yeah, I loved it in the first one because they do a stupid goof, which is they give them stuff that makes them have diarrhea.
Yeah.
Which is like lame, but it's fine.
Yeah.
But then like the guys have to run to go to the toilet, and then the ninjas go follow them. One goes into the toilet, and the guy's like, "Just not the stomach, man! Don't hit me in the stomach!" And so he punches him in the face, and he's like, "Thanks, man." It collapses, and I was like, "Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's funny."
The home invasion scene in the first one's really good
because he's they're so polite for no reason. It's great.
But all of the silly goofs in the second one during this scene is just they're just falling over each other, falling downstairs. Then Grandpa comes back and he says what we've all been thinking during this scene. He comes back and he runs into probably Rocky, and Rocky's like, "Yeah, there's these 3 guys trying to steal the dagger. They're outside. We tied them up and stuff." And he's like, next time, probably call the police.
Yes. Call the police. Call the police, then beat them
There's
up.
3 guys in your house with guns. Call the police.
Yeah, call the police. Then you can have your dumb film moment of going and beating them up with your kung fu. Then the police get there. You dummies. Good on you, Grandpa, for passing some wide words.
Yeah. Anyway, Grandpa is like, "You tied up the bad guys."
They stole a truck or an ambulance truck to get there or something, and they just use it as an escape thing.
Grandpa, he grabs the dagger.
Because he's going off to Japan. He grabs the dagger to keep it safe. The bad guys see he grabs the dagger, so they follow him.
Yeah.
He gets on the plane, and the bad guys decide to get on the plane.
Yes.
So they hide out in the bathroom.
Now,
how did they get on the plane?
How did they get on the plane?
How did they get through customs?
This was a post 9/11 world, so
I guess that's true.
Getting on planes was probably a little bit easier, but still,
but they still didn't have a boarding pass.
How did they get on a plane?
Yeah, no. Skips over that part. It's whatever. It's a goose.
Then there's a car crash.
Yes. Then the bad guys chase after Grandpa. They crash into his car, and they steal his bag. But Grandpa took the wrong bag. Well, the bag doesn't have the dagger.
The kids have got the dagger.
Well, technically, Grandpa just grabbed the wrong bag.
And Grandpa's just got a lot of sausages, pepperoni, or whatever crap Tom put in the back.
Yep. I believe they're referred to as ding-dongs.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Thanks, film, for referring to the sausages as ding-dongs. That's great. I love it when Tum Tum refers to them as ding-dongs.
Yeah.
That's oh, God.
So after the car crash, the villains, they find that the dagger's not in the bag. Grandpa goes to hospital.
Yes.
The kids then realize that they've actually got the dagger, and they're like, "Oh, guess we'll go to Japan." How did they get tickets? By
that's right. Yeah, they call up the airline, use recordings of their grandpa to buy first-class tickets. You little crap bags. Bastards got first-class tickets to Japan. It costs so much money.
It costs so much.
You dicks.
Grandpa's pissed when he finds out.
Yeah, no. He doesn't find out in this film.
No.
But yeah, no. When he finds out.
When he gets his bank statement, he's just going to just lose it.
Yeah, those little bastards. It's great.
Anyway.
So they fly over to Japan.
They go to Japan. They go to the hospital to see Grandpa. Grandpa's just being not a very nice guy to the staff who work there.
He's a complete dick to the staff for no reason.
Yeah. They show him the dagger, and he's like, good, you brought the dagger. What I need you to do is go to the school where I learnt and show the dagger to the Grandmaster. So they go to the martial arts competition. Tum Tum's eating. I'm just like, stop it, Tum Tum.
Yeah, I hate this godforsaken movie.
Stop eating.
Wrote that down.
Stop eating food.
And then they have this competition.
Yeah. The competition's kind of cool. I think.
Yeah, no, the martial arts in all of these movies it's alright.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's fun to watch.
We're then introduced to the female lead.
Yep, who wins the competition. And she's like, "Hey, I'm a girl," and they're like, "Whoa, a girl? No way!
Going on?
Girls can do things. Wow, our society is misogynistic. Wow."
I wrote down at this point, she's a girl. I wonder what her arc's gonna be. Is she only here for love interest plotline with Rocky? Probably.
You're not wrong.
That's a whole story.
But she's a strong female lead because she does kung fu.
Once. Twice. At least twice.
Yes,
I think just twice.
Yeah.
Just twice. At this point and at the end. It's not great. Anyway, they become pretty good friends.
Yep.
They go to talk to the Grand Master, and he's like, "Oh, you're the grandkids of the kid who won the dagger last time. I trust you. You should hold on to the dagger until the
it's weird.
Until the ceremony where we hand it over. It's not good."
This is where I actually came to the realization that it's the combination between a bad sports movie and a bad kung fu movie.
Is this where they introduced the Japanese baseball team?
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, right, because there's a Japanese baseball team, but they're bad. So what do the guys do? They say they're going to teach them how to be good at baseball, and she's going to teach them how to be a good ninja. Even though they're already... like, throughout all the movies, it's canon that they're better than everyone else. They beat up so many people, but for some reason they're bad. Anyway.
And Tum Tum's also like, train to be a ninja, I want to be a sumo wrestler. Do you see what they get to eat?
Yeah. Instead of fight, he's going to be a sumo wrestler because they get eat.
Anyway, the three rocker dudes, they spike the Grandmaster's drink. And he's drinking the drink. And he dies.
Except he doesn't. He just gets knocked out.
He just gets knocked out.
I was really down if he died. I was like, whoa, that's a dark twist to suddenly have. But no, of course not. It's revealed later that he's just asleep.
So one of the rocker guys dressed up as the Grandmaster. And then the three ninjas come over and are like, it's time for the final ceremony. Here's the dagger.
Yep.
Wait a second.
You're not the Grandmaster, and he's like, "Oh, get him, boys."
There's a fight scene. While they're fighting, though, their mum calls, and they've got to, like, throw around the phone so they can all talk to the mum.
Dumb.
I don't know why I wrote down this stuff. Oh, also Tum Tum, he pantses all the ninjas.
Oh, no. Oh, God, that was so bad. Yep, for some reason... mid-pose, they can't see the kids for a split second. And in that split second, they somehow manage to pants all the ninjas.
There's like 7?
There's a lot of them. And they manage to pants them within like a millisecond of them mid-pose.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
They lose the fight and kids get kidnapped.
Yes.
They get kidnapped by the evil bloke.
Yep.
The rocker dudes, they kidnap Grandpa.
Yay! In a goofy scene where there's goof.
They're dressed up as nurses.
Wow, funny. Hilarious. Do you hear my laughter? This is the most funny film I have had the displeasure
We're very close. Witnessing. We're very close to the end. So the bad guys have Grandpa and the dagger as well.
Yep.
And he's like, show me where the cave of gold is, because I'm a bad guy. I just want gold because I'm bad.
And the Grandpa's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'll show you.
So they go to this cave, and I mentioned this during the movie, but I'm like, why didn't Grandpa go get some of this gold?
It's true.
Or is it like it's supposed to be like an honor thing where you protect the cave of gold?
Maybe.
But you didn't check it out or anything, and
didn't
it was
go there
just
once.
like, there was no explanation for this.
I think there was at one point. He was like at the start, he was like, this dagger opens up a cave of gold.
Yeah,
but
he says that.
That's just a legend. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So maybe Grandpa didn't think it was real. Maybe.
Yeah, but they don't explain that.
No. But then how does he know where it is?
Well, no, he was told where he was, but he doesn't believe it, I guess?
I don't know. Ugh, it's so dumb.
I thought it was more of a case of like, you know, the sensei told him not to tell anyone, and so he was just like, "Oh yes, it supposedly opens a temple of gold, but it's not real, so don't worry about it." Wink, wink.
Maybe. Oh yeah,
Winkety
true.
Wink.
And he just took it. Literally.
Winkety,
Never checked it out.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
Anyway, it doesn't matter because it's never explained.
They go to the cave. The kids also somehow get to the cave, and they're all in the cave. And it's revealed that the cave is actually just a table, and there's a bunch of dead samurais sitting around the table.
But behind it, behind a thing, there's a wall made of gold.
They do a fake out.
Yeah, they do a dumb fake out. But the wall was kind of crummily made. Yeah. I guess it's realistic, I guess, as you pointed out, that the wall wouldn't look very goldy. But to me, as a movie watcher, I was like, that just looks like a wall.
That's right.
Like, what? And you were
They're
like,
this golden wall that looks brown and it's slightly shiny.
Yeah.
And you were like, that's not gold.
Yeah, and you were like, no, it would look crummy if it's been there for like hundreds of years. And I'm like, that is a good point, but I'm pretty sure they didn't do that on purpose.
Yeah. They probably didn't. And you mentioned this as well during that scene when the bad guy and Grandpa are talking. Bad guy calls Grandpa.
Yeah, why would he call him Grandpa?
They're the same age.
Yes. It's either an insult, or it's a terrible one because they're the same, or they just made him refer to him as Grandpa instead of his real name.
Yeah.
That would have been like a cool thing, but no.
Anyway, so they all fight. The kids come in. The kids are fighting him as well. Everyone's fighting. They're all fighting each other. It's like the Avengers are all fighting the bad guys, except it's bad and it's real. It's real bad.
Yeah. In the fight, the guy pulls out a gun and then...
Good.
I mean, like... Oh, yeah, and then he pops a cap. That's the end of the film.
That's the end of the franchise. 3 ninjas dead.
All the 7-year-old kids come out of that film traumatized. Well, that would have been...
I would have given this a goodie if I did that. But no. Instead, one of the ninjas throws a ball bearing. It's not even the guy who's had a throwing thing. Like Rocky, he's had a whole thing where he's been the pitcher, but he messes it up in the first thing. It would have been cool if he had like a pitch thing, but no. Instead, freaking Colt throws the thing, and there's this whole scene.
They even messed up this story.
Yeah, it was
They messed up a lot.
That would have made more... If, like, Rocky had it, it could have been like I'm the thrower guy, so now I'm going to have my redeeming arc as a thrower, so I'm going to throw this ball bearing at the gun.
So he shoots the ball bearing into the gun, which makes the gun explode in the bad guy's hand. The bad guy is stunned, and he's like, well, I guess I'm stunned. I guess I'm not bad guy anymore. Yep. Oh, the cave, it's caving in. Everything's falling to bits. Oh, let's escape. I'll help you guys escape.
Yeah. So the bad guy suddenly becomes a good guy.
Yep.
No reason given. There's literally nothing.
No. This film's so bad.
So bad. Oh, whoa. Why is he suddenly a good guy?
There's literally no reason. I don't understand. Okay, and then they go back home to have the baseball match.
They get there just in time to play the championship.
Yep, and this is where Tum Tum says, let's moralize them, because he's using this time to mean the baseball team.
Yeah.
And then they win.
Clever. And then they win the game, and that's it. That's the film.
No. And then there's a small scene where Tum Tum looks at the camera.
Oh, yes. So the film ends. The film ends with Tum Tum turning to the camera and just breaking the fourth wall, winking at the camera. It's so bad.
The one thing they hadn't done yet was breaking the fourth wall, but Tum Tum gets to do it in the end.
This film sucked. This film was awful. Talking about it as well just makes me realize just how bad this was.
This gets the whatever award we made it.
The Vincent D'Assisement Award?
Yeah, this gets the Vincent D'Assistement.
Is this film that bad?
No, think about it, Sandra. This film, complete dumpster fire. I give it the Vincent Deceased because it is a bad film that literally in every moment they could have done something slightly different, except the music.
Yeah.
Good on you, music.
The music was good.
Every moment they could have done something different and it would have been better. So I'm giving it the Vincent Deceased Award. Alright,
look, we can only give the Vincent Deceased Award if we both agree.
Okay.
And I agree.
Yeah, come on.
This film is terrible.
Compared to the first one, which was honestly
I enjoyed
a pretty
it. I enjoyed
okay
it a lot.
film.
I gave it a goodie. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Three Ninjas kick back. It gets the Vincent DeSisman Award. Of course, our prolific award for a film we wouldn't wish on our enemies to watch.
Yeah, no.
You don't watch this film.
Yikes. It was bad.
Oh, yeah. Right, yes. We had this new section made, which was coming up with a sequel. I had a great sequel for this one. But you also had one. Do you want to share yours first?
Yeah, that was our...
I kind of want to say my one after you've said your one.
Really?
Yes.
All right.
So you
because you know what my one is.
Yeah, go for it.
So my one, I guess it'd be Three Ninjas 5.
Yeah, obviously. We haven't seen the fourth one, but it doesn't matter.
We might do it for a bonus episode, just to, round off the...
yeah, I have a morbid curiosity to see just how bad, how awful that film would be.
Okay, so my sequel, Three Ninjas 5. I was interested in going for, like, a Cobra Kai approach.
Uh-huh.
Everyone's grown up, bring back the original cast.
Ooh, okay.
And what happens is, like, Rocky, he's a family man.
Uh-huh. Yeah, of course, because he's a
7 times divorced.
Yes, of course. Of course, yeah, because he gets a love interest, then drops them immediately for the next love interest. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Has he got, like, separate kids from all the different divorces? He's got, like, 7 different child.
And Colt, very famous, like, fighter. Like, he's doing pretty well.
Artist,
he's doing pretty well.
He's got his own, like, small dojo as well that people come to.
Tum Tum, basically Lex Luthor. So
what?
Tum Tum becomes the end game villain of this franchise. He's evil to the bone. He's a very greedy kid.
Yeah, no,
and
he just wants the food, and then he started out. He made his own restaurants. Then it's into a chain. Then it is into a franchise. Now he's a rich boy who wants all the money.
He's a rich boy.
He just wants all the money,
and
so he can buy more sweets for his tum tum.
And at the funeral for Grandpa, they all meet up, right?
Yeah.
And they're all like, "Wow, we've really changed." Since those old days.
Yeah, it gets one shot with Rocky. He's got his family, like this giant family with him. You've got Colt with his he's in his ninja robes.
Yeah. He's very
and like maybe a student or something, his like protege, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you've got big fat Tom with
he's
his
basically Kingpin.
Yeah, he's Kingpin.
And they're all there at Grandpa's funeral, and Tum Tum, he reveals this plan to them, and they're like, "This is not okay." So Colt and Rocky team up with their ninja powers to defeat Tum Tum once and for all.
Yeah.
That's my sequel, a modern day approach. What's your sequel?
Mine is a M-rated film where the kids all get shot up, just murdered.
By who?
Probably another friend of Grandpa's, because he's been friends with all the villains but one.
Grandpa does it. Grandpa's like, "I'm sick and tired of these kids."
Okay, so what happens is the dad goes crazy.
Because he's in these films and he doesn't like the grandpa. He decides he just snaps at some point. He went undercover or something, learned about all these things that their grandpa's done, and they're like, he snaps and just murders all the family, including the mum for some reason. And that, grandpa's like, "Oh, crap. I gotta take this boy down." And the whole film is just the grandpa just like murdering FBI agents to get to this corrupt FBI guy. It's this really dark film where there's tons of murder and blood and stuff. And then he finally gets to him, and he has like this scene where they're facing off, and the dad like pulls out a gun and like shoots Grandpa, but the Grandpa like takes the bullet, and it's like, I don't know, I could take 3 more, 1 for each of the children you murdered, and then like charges him and he shoots him 3 more times, and then they both die, and that's the end of this franchise. They die. The franchise dies, everyone dies.
We're pretty dark people, as I've found out.
No, I just hate this film and I want it to be gunned down.
Wow. So that is the episode. Thank you so much for listening. First of all, we appreciate it. This episode's been a little bit longer, but that's okay.
That's because we watched 3 films, I mean, it's fair.
If you liked the show, tell a friend. That's the first thing that really helps us out. Tell a friend. You can review us on iTunes as well. That helps get the show out in front of more people. We're on Spotify. We're on everything. We're on everything aside from SoundCloud.
Yep.
I'm still trying to get YouTube to work. I don't know what's going on with it.
Yep.
It's a mess, but
whatever.
That's the episode. I'm choosing next one, right?
Yeah, I think so. What are you choosing? Because you got 3 choices.
Cool.
You got a movie called Crooklyn. Like Brooklyn, but Crooklyn. Wow. Sounds great.
Yes.
And it's a guy called Spike Lee.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
He did Black Klansman.
Yeah.
He's great.
It's his semi-autobiography.
Cool.
So that's kind of cool.
I like Spike Lee.
With a cool name like that. Then we got...
the name could be better.
No, I love that name. Then we got Clean Slate.
Right.
Which is like a sort of comedy film
about
a private investigator that gets amnesia and doesn't know who to trust.
That sounds awful.
Yep. And then we go The Crow. Which is a classic comic book adaptation.
I love The Crow.
Ooh.
I mean, it's very dark.
I have not heard of The Crow. What's
You
The
haven't
Crow
heard?
about?
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's
No, I have seen The Crow.
Yeah.
I have read something of The Crow, actually.
So it's like a musician, him and his fiance get murdered, and then he's brought back, and he has to exact revenge. It's really dark.
Yeah, no, I did see that. Actually.
And the actor,
I have read one book of that. I just remembered that now because I remembered the whole start where he dies.
Yeah,
you're right.
And the actor also died during production.
Really,
which makes the film, it's
I suppose
incredible
I know
movie.
which one you chose then.
I mean, of course I'm choosing The Crow. It's an amazing film.
The Crooklyn sounds really cool, but The Crow, that sounds really good.
Did all 3 of them have C's on them? Did they all start with C?
Yeah, you got The Crooklyn, you got the Clean Slate, and then you got The Crow.
How's that?
CCC.
All right, we'll do The Crow.
Yep.
That'll be a really good change of pace from 3 Ninjas.
Yeah. This is what I've been craving. After seeing all these kids' films, I just need something that's dark.
Yeah.
These are too lighthearted. I hate them. It is burnt into my soul. I need something.
We've done so many lighthearted stuff.
Yeah, it's starting to really hurt.
I'm pretty sure we've got some pretty dark ones coming up, though. So
yeah, especially this film, it hurt. But, Crow.
We end with our favourite quote from the film that we just saw usually, but my favourite quote, of course, is from the first one.
Yep.
Do you want to do from the film we just saw or from the franchise?
I could do both.
All right.
Let's murderalize them. No, I hate
from
that
both
quote.
of them.
It's yep.
Man, I love eating radical salsa.
Radical salsa.
But from 3 Ninjas Kickback, it would have to be, you're supposed to be playing baseball. Catch the ball, not the weenie.
They got my ding-dongs. They got my ding-dongs, Sandro.
Just a giant fart joke after that as well.
It's just... This is what I rate this film.